Whoa, it's the illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. Put my feet in the garden. Just feet, connectivity, dude. Super important. Make contact with the earth with your bare feet. Most people don't realize that, like, that rubber layer that we walk around in called shoes tends to keep us from making electromagnetic contact with spaceship Earth, which is super important, man. I was like sitting here just kind of like, today's one of those weird days, right? So I was like, Friday the 13th, all of that, a lot of energy moving around. You can feel the unease in the human atmosphere, you know, that thing, right? So I'm sitting out here, I planted all this stuff on the 29th, slow to grow. I'm like, but I see a couple sprouts coming up. Some of my beets are just starting to pop through the soil. My carrots don't seem to be happening yet. And so I'm sitting out here, right? I'm sitting out here in the garden, just sort of chilling, figuring out the vibe. And I'm realizing, you know, it's not easy to grow your own food. And that's like the weird irony right now. We've removed ourselves so far away from the land, if you will, that we forgot how hard it is to be a human on this planet, because, you know, this planet's just full tilt boogie all the time. There's no mercy here. The mercy is found within ourselves. You know, how we treat ourselves equals how we treat others, and that's where the mercy is, right? And so I'm looking at the thing and being like, wow, you know, if you really needed to feed yourself, it's not that easy, right? And we are, I guess what I'm talking about is, it's interesting to watch, like, the human condition now is like, it's totally about the system, as if the system isn't dependent upon the people. There's these weird people that think that, like, oh, you can just turn it all off and everybody just goes and hides in their house and everything will be okay. Not realizing that that's not how it works. That you need people out making all this food and stuff and clothing, and that there's an interconnectedness to that, because when you're really left to it, this is not that easy. And it takes a special kind of mind and a special type of lifestyle to grow food for not only yourself, but anybody else. You know, it's hard enough to grow food just for yourself. And the disconnect with people not understanding that all this food comes from human interaction with the soil, the atmosphere, the general world at large. And to think that you can just turn that off and it's going to be okay. It's a very bizarre thing of like, oh, I'm fully going to depend upon the system to like save me. And yet I'm not going to understand that I am the system. That in order for all of us to we all got to work together, but that seems to be just a fantasy right now. It's the people that are like, we got to go hide in our houses, are definitely not about working together. They're about like, let's be all afraid together and hope that the government saves us together, or the institutions, or whatever they think is the system that's gonna save them, that they're not part of. the whole weird lockdown mentality is that you're not part of the thing, that you can just go hide in your house and everything's going to be fine. That would be fine for you by yourself and the whole world's still working, but everybody doing that doesn't make any sense, because we all need to be out doing our thing. Because if you were left to do this, it ain't that easy, man. It's not that easy. Like, I almost kind of look at it and it sort of scares me. Like, if anything, most of the stuff doesn't like cause any fear on me. How hard it is to grow your own food kind of freaks me out in that sense, because you're totally dependent upon, I don't know, like my carrot seeds just don't seem to be like taking. They were supposed to have popped through the soil some time ago. So I'm like, oh, do I do again? And then there's something that's like coming in. You got it all surrounded with bird netting, but something's, I don't have the lid done, so something's coming in and it keeps digging over there. I don't know what it is. I gotta come out here at night with my night vision goggles. Watch, stake it out, dude. See what's coming in here to disturb the thing. And it was funny, like, so we have all this going in this other planter box with like peas and some stuff, but you know, my broccoli's getting hammered by something. And then the other night I came out here and I was like, dude, my whole thing was like torn up. I'm like, what is torn up? Because the wind blew back the bird netting. And I was like, what tore that up? Like, that's crazy. Is it the cat? Like, what it is? And then like 4 days ago, I realized one of our pets is a raccoon. We've got some raccoons around here. I love raccoons, but like, you know, they're feisty, dude. They the troublemakers, dude. So I'm like, all of a sudden, like, you know, I could have had a bunch of stuff going on, and the raccoon comes in and jacks it all up at the buzzer, dude, or some parasite. You know, it's just, you realize that, and then you realize that, like, yeah, that's how hard it is with me right now and all of that. And it's like we're coming into winter, and you know, it's not, the days are getting shorter. This tree is blocking like a bunch of the sunlight, like all of that kind of stuff. And so you exponentially grow out, and you realize that you need all these people doing their thing, man. You need the truckers and the farmers and the canners and all of these things, because we've, as a world culture, moved ourselves so far away from the soil that we're dependent upon the system. And yet there's this mentality that the system isn't made up of us. This weird, like, I'm gonna go everybody go hide in your house doesn't make any sense, because how does anything get done that way? We're all interdependent in a big way, and it's like you can almost grasp it with like oh, we're all like gonna cough on each other or whatever thing. And yet I must be getting to like some sort of valid point. The machine has cranked up the noisemaker in the background, right? So I don't understand the disconnect. I guess I do understand it, because it's just being broadcast that way. It's very head in the sandish to me. I was looking into the thing of, like, you look at, why is Sweden, like, there's some interesting thing, because they're fortifying their diets with a certain alphabetical thing, and that's hugely helpful. And then there's no mention of it in our society. There's no mention of this one of the alphabetical letters that you can add to your diet that will absolutely reduce the risk. It's so crazy that people want to listen to a system that doesn't give them any solution. Wow, the noise, right? Just fully cranking up right as I'm on the thing. But you get where I'm going. All right, all right, it's the Illusion signing off, dude. We'll get back to this at another time.